Hello, this is Reha Zakin. Welcome to the 9th minute radio presentation. My name is Reha Zakin. I'm an amateur astronomer and creator of the Star Dial Sky Map. I became interested in astronomy a few years ago when I bought a telescope. Astronomy is one of my favorite hobbies, and I hope you find the Star Dial as fascinating as I do. It inspired me to write The 9th minute, a novel about December 2012 Mayan cosmogenesis. Want to see the 9th minute webpage? Go to my website, www.9thminute.com. And now for a quick break.
One astronomy tidbit most people seem to know is their sun sign. As viewed from the Earth, the sun passes in front of 13 constellations, not 12, during the course of 1 year. This path of the sun is called the ecliptic. The ecliptic runs exactly along the middle of the zodiac constellations and the 13th constellation named Ophiuchus, or the Serpent Bearer. When the sun sign system was set up more than 2,000 years ago, the sun's path was divided into 12 equally spaced signs. This simplification is the result of early astronomers' dislike of the number 13. Superstitions about the number 13 have been with us for thousands of years and still persist today. Claiming that there are only 12 constellations is similar to maintaining the Earth is flat. The sun is in front of the stars of Ophiuchus during the first half of December. About 1 person in 20 is an Ophiuchus, but few of them know it. Although overlooked by the zodiac, Ophiuchus, or the Serpent Bearer, is the god of medicine and always shown with a staff with a serpent around it. Star dials showing the 13 constellation boundaries are available in our store and also on eBay.
My website, www.stardial.us, has a demo of the Star Dial Sky Map and interesting information about this topic. One tidbit of astronomical information most people seem to know is their sun sign, but few people know what it actually means. Does your horoscope seem a little bit off? Does it seem to be written for someone else? Chances are it is. If you ask 100 people what their sun sign is, most of them will be able to tell you. But the fact is, they may not be correct. The Star Dial Sky Map shows the 13 constellations that form the ecliptic. As viewed from the Earth, the Sun really visits 13 constellations. The ecliptic runs exactly along the middle of the zodiac constellations, and a 13th constellation named Ophiuchus by ancient astronomers is between Scorpio and Sagittarius. Ignored by the horoscopes, the constellation of Ophiuchus is the key to understanding the end of times. Ophiuchus Hill is crushing the serpents. He holds and tries to keep the fiery flying serpent whose head, serpent caput, is reaching for the crown, constellation Corona Borealis. An image of the constellations I'm discussing right now is displayed at the link to this radio show on Blog Talk Radio. To view a demo of the Sky Map and how it works, navigate to www.stardial.us. Learn about it with the Star Dial. Click on Demo on the right-hand side of the page and use the arrow to find your date of birth. Find out where the sun was when you were born. You could be an Ophiuchus. If opposites attract, use the Star Dial to find your opposite. The Star Dial is also available on Google Play as an application for Android phones. And the Star Dial is positive proof the horoscopes label people incorrectly and are a false teaching. When we come back from a quick break, we will discuss the Mayan cosmogenesis and their vision for the end of times. This is Reha Zakin. Hello, this is Reha Zakin. Thank you very much for listening this evening and participating in my show on Blog Talk Radio. There are 231 days, 10 hours, and 35 minutes until winter solstice 2012. What is the meaning of the signs and wonders in the heavens? What did the Mayans try to predict? As you look around, it is obvious the world is coming apart at the seams. There is strife and chaos, war and starvation, lies and deception everywhere, and a faltering economy that is at the edge of collapse, which brings us to the question, what is really happening? Within the next decade, numerous significant astronomical events will take place. Will the world end? The Mayans consider December 21st, 2012 to be the completion of two major influential cycles of approximately 26,000 years in both the precession cycle of the Earth and the direct alignment of our Sun with the center of the Milky Way galaxy. The odds of these two events occurring at exactly the same time are phenomenal. The plane of the ecliptic and the Milky Way galaxy will form a cross in the sky, as viewed from the Earth, with the Sun marking the center of the cross, and at the same time properly aligned exactly over the center of our galaxy. A small minority of people believe the year 2012 will bring cataclysmic events unequaled in human history. They picture the world being destroyed by fire, pole shifts, tsunamis, losing our Sun to the frozen star at the center of our galaxy, and even an alien invasion. But none of that is going to happen. According to mathematics and the science of astronomy, more likely nothing will happen. Nothing. However, because people will want something to happen, they will probably make things happen, and very likely unpleasant things. Remember, we live in a world that is full of strife and chaos. Just look at the Occupy movement. People are unhappy and want change. Karl Marx observes that when a theory grips the masses, it becomes a material force. The doctrine of Armageddon has gripped the imagination of several extremely motivated and influential groups, including people in the United States, Israel, and the Muslim world, and the doctrine is quickly becoming an unstoppable force across the world. How does Armageddon compare with the apocalypse? Because they're not the same event. Armageddon is the great consuming war to be fought among the people of the earth. Apocalypse is the natural or supernatural cataclysmic event expected to occur after Armageddon. Trying to oppose a natural catastrophe such as a volcano or earthbound comet is pointless. Armageddon is different. Of all the potential catastrophes, Armageddon is the only one we might have the power to prevent. In the final clash between good and evil, some experts predict 2 to 3 billion people are supposed to perish. Evangelical Christians are a group eager to precipitate Armageddon, looking forward to the rapture, the exalted moment when, before the battle begins, true and faithful evangelical Christians are literally lifted up into the air to join God and have the opportunity to observe the battle from heaven. Will this occur winter solstice 2012? More than likely not. We do not know the time when this particular event is going to occur, and it is highly unlikely it's going to be in December 2012. From studying the Mayan cosmogenesis, the end of the Mayan calendar is just that, the end of the Mayan calendar. The study of real versus mechanical time can be fascinating and, well, kind of time-consuming. So will the world end December 21st, 2012? It's considered to be the completion of two major influential cycles of approximately 26,000 years in both the precession cycle of the Earth and the direct alignment of the Sun in our solar system with the center of the Milky Way galaxy. The odds of these two events occurring at exactly the same time are phenomenal. A lot of people want to believe that as a result of this alignment, The gravitational pull of the frozen star at the center of our galaxy will destroy our sun on December 21st, 2012. It takes 8.34 minutes for sunlight to reach the Earth. That's the name of my book, The 9th Minute. What will happen the 9th minute if this particular prediction is correct? My book is available at Amazon.com and BarnesandNobles.com in both electronic and paper versions. The Maya had extensive knowledge of astronomy, including a phenomenon called precession. Precession is the wobbling of the Earth's axis due to the flatness of the Earth itself and the gravitational influence of the Sun and the Moon. This causes the Sun to run behind the constellations of the zodiac. We are now plus one constellation behind, and that will be two in a matter of centuries. The center of the Milky Way galaxy is in Sagittarius, and at some moment in the year, every December 17 or 18, the Sun is near this center in the sky as we look up from the Earth. There are several theories about what will happen on December 21st, 2012, and astronomers know this will basically be a non-event. Nothing will happen. This does not stop people from speculating. Science has never been able to compete with imagination. The upside to this controversy is that people will become more curious about the universe as we approach 2012 and study the sky more. This 2012 event will generate a lot of interest in math and science. So what should you do? To feel better, the most important step you can take is to be aware of the issue. Take reasonable precautions to ensure that you are and your family and friends are safe and prepared. Most people will not have time to master the skills required for survival should technology fail. Drilling a well, growing food, foraging, hunting, fishing, building a house, low-tech medicine, making clothing, woodworking, and metalworking are beyond what most people will have time to master. So, to prepare for December 2012, short-term planning should involve a 72-hour survival kit. Everyone should have enough food, water, and emergency supplies to last 72 hours. Anticipate how many people you want to include in your emergency plan and pay special attention to the needs of any elderly, small children, or infants on your list. Don't forget radios and first aid supplies. In addition to water, the most important supplies in both short and long-term planning is energy. In the event the power grid fails, it would be important to have a backup power supply. Though not everyone can be off the grid, it is possible to take at least one circuit in your home off the grid. A hybrid wind-solar unit makes sense because when the sun does not shine, the wind usually blows. And generation is theoretically feasible almost around the clock. Should a magnetic pole shift occur in 2012, both wireless and radio communication will be disrupted. The only difference between radio and wireless waves is the frequency. The effect of a magnetic pole shift on the electric grid may be marked by loss of power and consequently the failure of radio and wireless transmission. The power grid transmission will not be affected by a magnetic pole shift. Electromagnetic waves generated by electricity traveling through the wires are not affected by magnetic fields. The electron would still be able to go But what if power generators, which rely on magnetic fields to generate electricity, all of a sudden have 3 times the magnetic pull under them? Actually, it won't matter because they won't operate underwater anyway. Antarctica will become a paradise, and Arkansas, for example, will be under a glacier like Kentucky once was before global warming from dinosaur SUVs melted the ice. My point is, Though transmission should not be affected, energy generation using conventional sources would be. Thus, even if you cannot afford to take your entire house off the grid, please consider making some backup power using renewable energy power generation sources. Everyone should have a wind-up radio, water-resistant, equipped with a flashlight, a siren, and a cell phone charger just in case wireless communication is restored. Oh no, it's the end of the world, the end of humanity, and the nurse is a lot of lollipops. We'll be right back after a quick break. Hello, this is Reha Zakian with a presentation about the Mayan cosmogenesis and their predictions about December 2012. We were just talking about some of the potential consequences should a magnetic field reversal occur on December 2012. This is obviously not likely, but if that were to be the case, then many modes of transportation, such as airplanes and ships, would be impacted because such modes of transportation use satellite communication. All pilots use GPS for convenience. The good news is that pilots know how to use other instruments, sextants, and charts to navigate in the absence of electronic satellite communication. So if your pilot paid attention in school, then travel should be safe. Okay, so take a step back and look at how you prepare your home for a natural emergency, such as a storm, flood, or other natural emergencies. Have on hand the supplies you would in the event of an emergency, such as a storm, flood, or other natural emergencies. Countries throughout the world will experience similar problems. As a result, contact with family members and friends in foreign countries may be difficult if phone service or power is interrupted. Traveling to remote parts of the world could be difficult. So are you a worrier, someone who tends to panic in an emergency? Whether you're a worrier or not, it's wise to stay informed. Articles and books about the 2012 phenomenon are big business, and the list of titles grows longer every day. Don't let your frustrations get the better of you come December 2012 if you do experience minor delays and inconveniences. Put your feet up and relax. Go out and take a walk. Try deep breathing exercises. Get together with friends and console yourselves with the thought that we are all in the same boat. In closing, I'd like to share with you a favorite quote from Jacob's Ladder. It goes like this: if you're frightened of dying and you're holding on, you'll see devils tearing your life away. If you've made your peace, then the devils are really angels freeing you from the earth. The 9th Minute radio program airs every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central Time on Blog Talk Radio. Please tune in next time. This is Reha Zakian wishing you a good night.